Principal Smith, parents and friends, thank you for attending tonight's presentation. Tonight we're going to be talking about the journey that we need to take for our students' learning, and that's the journey of ICT. Now, for those who aren't familiar with the terms new media and ICT, we'll just go through them to make them a little bit less scary. I'm sure you're all familiar with Prenzke's definitions of digital immigrants and digital natives that I spoke about in my last talk. It's fair to say that a lot of us in this room would probably classify ourselves as digital immigrants. But one thing's for sure, and it's that if you familiarise yourself with these terms that digital natives just seem to be innately familiar with, things are a lot less scary. So new media refers to on-demand access to content anytime, anywhere. For us, that might mean perhaps you want to find out about the day's headlines, and you might sit down at your desk at work and go to SMH online or the Daily Telegraph online to read the day's headlines before you start work. Similarly, if you would like to download a movie or download a song, these days you pretty much jump online rather than going into a record store or a video shop. ICT itself stands for Information Communications Technology, and it's not as scary as it sounds. It's pretty much how our kids connect today. I want you to have a look at the little icons at the bottom of the screen and sort of have a think about how familiar you are with these and if in fact you've used any of them. So we've got the T at the beginning, which is Twitter, the F, which is Facebook, the S, which is Skype, the little blue and white globe, which is Google Earth, and then we've got Google Docs, Prezi and Second Life. Now perhaps you've used one of these, perhaps you've used them all, but one thing's for sure, they can all be used in an educational context and with fantastic results. There's no doubt that we are living in a competitive global economy, and that's why I'm standing here today to argue the case for bringing ICT and new media into our learning spaces at XYZ School, to make our classrooms connected classrooms and to give our students the best opportunities possible and to bring our learning environment into the 21st century. The possibilities across all subject areas are endless, but I'll give you a couple of examples from my perspective as a HISI teacher. Imagine, for example, when I'm teaching societies and civilizations of the past, and instead of just reading from a textbook, we can do exciting things like using our interactive smartboard to get the students onto Google Earth where they can discover the Great Pyramids of Giza. Or, for example, using our laptops or the interactive whiteboard to do interviews over Skype with people who have first-hand experiences with the subjects that we're teaching. Or imagine if we used our resources to follow the lead of dynamic and very high-achieving schools out there who've designed their learning spaces to promote inquiry-based learning with dynamic collaboration between students, whether it's one-on-one or through collaborative projects via Google Docs, whether it's expanding their learning online via research, Twitter, Facebook, even virtual worlds of Second Life and educational games. They all have an amazing place in this new educational landscape. In conclusion, we are living in a digital age and we need to adapt to give our students the best chance at achieving their dreams and developing a lifelong love of learning anytime, anywhere. There are numerous research results online, so I urge you to be an inquiry-based learner yourself and do some searching to find out more about the topic. Besides from the fact that we are trying to develop a love of learning in our students, we are also trying to prepare them to become dynamic and valuable 21st century employees, business owners and entrepreneurs. It's this dynamic ICT classroom that enables the teacher to step away from being this font of all knowledge and from the classroom being a teacher-directed environment into a collaborative one. There is so much research, but I'll just run through a bit fairly quickly as I know time is limited. But I urge you to find out about the Department of Education and Community's Connected Classroom program. They quote the Commonwealth Schools Commission that computer education in Australian schools is fundamental to the importance of Australia's future. Similarly, there's research by Zevenbergen and Lerman in 2007 that argues that teachers are able to increase the pace of their lessons using IWBs and provide greater opportunities for student participation. A study conducted on behalf of the New South Wales DET made it clear that young people find learning a dynamic process when they're substantially engaged, and they're looking for a young person's environment where they can employ their multimedia skills that they use outside of the school environment. We have a researcher by the name of Mann who in 1994 declared that it's imperative that the student of today learns how to be an information manager rather than an information regurgitator, which is the old system of education. Other studies have found that student self-esteem and motivation is increased in a technology-rich environment, and that students shifted away from being competitive to being collaborative. And I'll finally leave you with another very interesting way in which technology can enhance the classroom environment. Barr in 1990 found that there are 5 goals essential to meaningful education. That's that it's independent, individualised, interactive, interdisciplinary and intuitive. And I think you'll find that technology covers off all of those 5 goals. Many thank you for your time.